All right. Hello, everyone. How are you today? It's Kei. So this is the 7th of April, 2022 on Thursday. So how are you, everyone? Great to see you again. And thank you for joining on this live stream. So, all right. So, yeah, let me switch the screen and start the live stream right away. Okay. All right. Okay, so as usual, a quick disclaimer is this information today on the live stream is basically based on my own experience, knowledge. So when you take trades, please do at your own risk. And also, since this is live, if you can please follow the guidelines and rules, that would be great. Because after all, we're all here to learn. Okay, and also recently there are so many fake accounts. It's actually not only myself, but also other, other people get hacked by these scammers, spams. So I only do Twitter, and I don't have Telegram. I don't have Instagram, Facebook. I never send direct messages in Twitter. So in case you receive anything from me, these are all fake. So just be careful. Okay, so yeah, let me say hi to everyone until new members will continue to join. Okay, so let's see who's here. Busa, thank you for joining. Good to see you. And Sabah also, good to see you too. Oh, Sabah asks me, if I join you, could I use your signal? Do you post your signal at exact time you enter the market? And as VN3 mentions, I don't do signals. I don't provide signals because my true intention in my YouTube or whatever I do for my services is to help you, be able to fish. I don't want to give fish. I want you to catch fish by yourself, by your own skill. And that's why I don't send signals, trading signals, entry or exit. I used to try signals before when I was still newbie, still not profitable. I was buying so many signals. I was using many services, signals services, and most likely they failed. And not only that they failed, but also I think the great risk to depend on the signals is that if you lose the signals, then you can't trade. So that's not the lifetime skill. So instead, you need to learn yourself how to trade, how to enter, exit, because you will never lose the skill. Nobody can take it. So I think that's a better way to become profitable in the long run. Okay, Slimon, thank you for joining. And Arkady, Blackwater, and Herdika, good to see you too. And Alex FX, thank you for joining as well. Great to see you. And Jorg, David Sarosh, Benedict, and Marco 416 Street, James, Ali, and Kush, ASD, Arnold, Mahesh, and Sarosh, good to see you. Augustine, JWise, and Alex, Owen, thank you for joining as well. Great to see you. And Nam. All right, Kebesante and Conrad, and On My Way, Rohit, and everybody else, thank you for joining. Very good to see you today. Yeah, so looks like markets are retracing right now. So Forex pairs are basically retracing backwards. So this is the perfect timing to talk about the forecast lines. And that's why I mentioned that on today's title. So yeah, let's check some charts based on the forecast lines with the Ichimoku and how you can anticipate the next potential moves in the markets. So yeah, so ready to start? Okay, looks like people are coming in now. So let me start. Let me switch to trading view. Okay, so let's see which one to start. Let me look at some of the pairs. Okay, maybe we can take Euro USD first as example of the forecast lines. So if you have followed me for a long time, then you may know the forecast lines already. But in case if you're joining newly, forecast lines are actually one of the Ichimoku original strategies. This is not my original, but forecast lines are presented by Goichi Hosoda in one of the original books. And simply speaking, you draw the line, you take the swing lows, swing highs, and you take the most recent high, most recent low as the market retraces, and draw one line to Senko span A, the other line to Senko span B, and you get the forecast lines. So let me show you how you do it. This is very simple but very powerful. So taking the Euro USD as example, so right now this is a daily time frame, and the market is still downtrending. It was bullish until the 31st of March. Technically, it was bullish from 7th of March because of this bullish in the wave, retracing in a bigger picture. And on the 5th of April, it exactly broke the previous doji. So now this is looking bearish. So far so good. So this is looking bearish in price action. And you can also tell by the forecast lines. So in the forecast lines, you take the most recent low because overall this is bearish. First of all, you have to capture the market direction. This is overall bearish. In this bearish market, all we want to know is whether the market keeps retracing backwards or the market goes down this way continuously. This is a question at the time of the retracement. And you can actually tell by the forecast lines. So the most recent low in this situation was on the 7th of March. This was a swing low in the daily time frame. Actually, this is also the monthly support, monthly trend line support. But this was a swing low, most recent low in the daily time frame. So you take two lines, one from the tip of the wick on the 7th of March to Senko span B, which was forming at that time. So this is technically 25 in trading view. So Senko span B was forming here on the 7th of March because Kumo is shifted 26 candles to the future, including this candlestick. So in trading view, it becomes 25 because the way how TradeView count candles is this one is counted as 0, not 1. But in Ichimoku, this candlestick is counted as 1. So in trading view, technically it becomes 25 to the future is the right Kumo. If this is 1, then 26 is the correct. So 25 candles to future, this was where the Senko span B was on the 7th of March. And the other one to Senko span A. Here, Senko span A. So Kumo was forming here. So these two lines are the forecast lines. So far so good. I think this is very simple, very simple. Simply when you see retracement against the major direction, that's when you start to draw the forecast lines. Let me enlarge so that in case you're from mobile, you can see this bigger picture. So after you get these two lines, two forecast lines, simply you monitor the chart. You monitor the chart. So initially, the market keeps retracing backwards. So as long as the market is above the forecast lines, this is still continuously retracing backwards. Yeah. But as soon as you see the market breaks the forecast lines clearly, which is exactly on this candlestick. I mean, exactly on this bearish candlestick. This is the clear breakout of the forecast lines, and since here, the market has been downtrending. So you can also tell that now this is bearish in terms of forecast lines breakout. So we can expect the market continuously go down afterwards. Yeah. So, but technically we need to monitor until 11th of April, which is the end of the forecast lines. So most likely it will land below the forecast lines. If it lands below the forecast lines, the momentum is bearish. So the market tends to go down this way continuously. But if the market lands within the forecast lines, let's say for the next 3 days, for some reason, the market just shoot up and lands within the forecast lines, the close price of the 11th April will be landing exactly in between. Then the market tends to be range. So you need to stay away in that case. And if the market lands above the forecast lines, then most likely that will be bullish continuously. So you can look for the buy chance afterwards. So this is simply how you can use the forecast lines whenever it's retracing backwards. So, and in this case, once again, most likely the market will land below the forecast lines because it got a very wide distance. So if it lands below the forecast lines on the 11th April, then we can prepare to sell and expect the market break support, bearish. Yeah, I hope that makes sense. So let me take some other examples now, because we see many retracing markets. And this is a perfect timing to talk about the forecast lines. Well, have you ever heard of the forecast lines before? In whatever you read or watch videos or books, have you ever heard of the forecast lines before? This is very, I would say basic strategy, because it's written on the first volume of original book. Goichi Hosoda actually didn't really get into these lines, but he was explaining the market by these lines and monitor the chart until the end of the focus lines he suggested. And I call these forecast lines because we are basically here to forecast the market. And forecast, the word forecast is not a prediction. We never say predict the market in the future, but we say forecast, like weather forecast. Like it should be logical and objective and rational to see future potential moves. But nothing is predictable, so we should think logically to the future. So let me take some other pairs as an example. Oh, I start to see some comments now. First time, okay. Never heard of the forecast lines. Never heard of it. Okay. Joseph says, could you do the forecast lines on the AUDUSD? I'm hearing of the forecast lines for the first time. Okay. I'm sorry, it's a forecast line. Not the forecast line, but the forecast. Like a weather forecast line. Yeah. Technically. But you can say focus line. Yeah, I think it's like a focus. You have to focus on these two lines. So you can say focus line, but technically it's called the forecast lines. Sorry about my pronunciation. So so AUDUSD, let me move on. And whenever you draw the forecast lines, I recommend you to do it in a daily time frame. It works not daily or weekly. In 4 hours, it works, but it works best in the daily time frame. Whenever you want to use these original strategies, whether it's time cycles, price theory, forecast lines, you need to take the daily time frame. Okay, only heard about them from you. Okay, okay. Never heard from anyone. Okay. Forecast line only foresee the henkabi. Forecast lines and henkabi are different. It's a bit different. And this is the idea of the retracement, because this is the basics of Ichimoku. Today, I'm not gonna talk about my own strategy, but I will only talk about what the original teaching was, so that you don't mix with my strategy. So in Ichimoku, in Kohyo, the market goes up and down, and after the 52 candles or more uptrend, it's considered to reverse. Is basically the Kihon Suchi for long term, which is presented by the Senko Span B. So here, let me count how many candles has been bullish so far. So counting this one as 1, again, not 0 but 1, counting backwards, 52, let me see, it was here. Yeah, it was here. So in Ichimoku, the way how Ichimoku captures the uptrend in terms of long term starts from here, starts from 26th of January. Sorry, 26th of January, it starts. So after this, for 3 days, it went down, but since 31st of January, it has been bullish. So the market has been bullish for the last 51 days. And if the market reverses, then in this, in this long bullish trend, mid price is the Senko Span B, simply speaking. Senko Span B is taking the mid price for the high of the high and low for the last 52 candles, if you know the calculation. Let me squeeze a little bit so that you can see the whole picture. So Senko Span B here is taking the high and low for the last 52 candles. And this is considered to be the equilibrium in the long term. Okay, so you can actually take the Fibonacci, taking the low to high, and Senko Span B is exactly the 50 level, because this is mid price. You see 50 level is exactly here. This is a mid price for the last 52 high and low. So, and in Ichimoku, since this is the mid price, right now this is bullish. And what that means is that buyers for the last 52 days are winning, and sellers for the last 52 candles are losing, simply speaking. And so after the market marks the swing high, which made on the 5th of April, if the market reverses backwards, then most likely it reverses to Senko Span B, because this is where people become comfortable in the long term. This is the equilibrium. Buyers and sellers, 50-50 level is here. So this is the comfort area for the long-term buyers and sellers. This is the equilibrium. So market always wants to go back to equilibrium when it's overshoot, is the idea of the Ichimoku equilibrium. So if the market keeps reversing backwards from the high to Senko Span B, how it will reverse is actually captured by the forecast lines. And this is the reason why forecast line is effective. So I take the forecast line from the tip of the wick on the 5th of April and one to Senko Span B, which was forming at that time. And the other one, sorry, this is A. And the other one to Senko Span B, which was also forming at that time. And these are the forecast lines. So the market is clearly below the forecast lines now. So as long as it's below forecast lines, this is bearish. It's still in the middle of the retracement back to Senko Span B. And by the time when the market stops downtrending until the 10th of May, if it lands within the forecast lines, then most likely it will be range. If it lands below the forecast lines, most likely it will be bearish. And if it lands above the forecast lines, most likely that will be bullish in the long term. I hope that makes sense also. So right now for the last 2 days, this downtrend just started. And you can see that the Kijun Sen is flat now. So Kijun Sen is the initial target for this retracement. If you can sell in the 1 hour or lower time frame basis, Kijun Sen in the daily is the target. And see whether the market breaks Kijun Sen or not. When the market breaks Kijun Sen, then you see whether the market will go down to Senko Span A or not. And when it breaks Senko Span A, the next target is going to be Senko Span B, like this. So, and this is also interesting thing is that the oftentimes the markets are reacted by the forecast lines. So what that means is that let's say the market keeps going down from here, it goes up, but oftentimes that will be rejected by these forecast lines, whether it's this one or this one, and continue to go down this way. So when you see the bounce on the forecast lines, that will be also a timing sell. But in this case, we need to monitor for a while. But this is one of the ways that you can use the forecast lines. So whenever you see the retracement in the daily time frame, you can draw the forecast lines like this and continue to watch market. So once again, as long as the market is below the forecast lines, this is bearish. It's bearish. And when it breaks the forecast lines bullish, it may go up continuously. So this is the way how you decide whether you buy or sell. Oh, I'm sorry. One more thing is that, sorry, this one is not. When the market is in between the forecast lines, it's time to stay away. This is considered to be range in this area. So you may not want to trade. So as long as market is below the forecast lines, this is considered to be stable retracement back to Kumo. But once it breaks forecast lines, that may be a continuous uptrend. Yeah, okay so far? Okay so far. I hope this is not too complex. Augustine says, is the forecast line only applicable on Ichimoku? Yes. You need to have Kumo to draw the forecast lines. Okay, and Sai says AUDUSD. So we'll take that also as example on the next one. Okay. Oh, looks like some discussions going on the chat. If you don't have a loss limit, you can't calculate risk and position size. Yeah, that's true. That's true. You have to take the, in order to get the position size, lot size, you need to take the two information. One is the pips to the stop loss, and the other one is the risk percentage per trade. Personally, I'm using the FX, myfxbook.com. This is a bit off topic, but let me quickly mention which site I'm using to calculate that. This is very handy. I'm actually using mobile app also, but whenever I want to calculate, simply I use this one. You can just Google myfxbook position size calculator, and you can access to this web page. Of course, it's free, and anyone can use it. You can select the pair. You can select the currency, which currency you're trading with, because depending on the currency, it should be different. The calculation should be different in terms of the rate, ongoing rate at that time of the calculation. And also take account size. Let's say if you're trading 10,000, simply put 10,000 USD. Risk ratio, if you're taking 2% risk, simply take 2% press 2. Stop loss pips, let's say you take the 30 pips of stop loss, then you take 30. Trade size, usually the broker offers 100,000 for unit. But some broker, like in Japan, brokers take 10,000. So it depends on the broker. You need to ask broker what's unit size, the trade size. But most likely it's 100,000. So you put 100,000 and simply press calculate, and you get the correct lot size. So if you have $10,000 account with a 2% risk to stop loss of 30 pips, then you need to go for 0.67 lot to make it 2% for that trade. Yeah, this is very simple. I think I will talk about this on other live streamer video, but just for your information, I got this comment, so I just wanted to mention that. You can actually do this also in like XAUUSD. You can actually select multiple markets on this one. So this is very handy, very useful. But I guess I will talk about this one sometime later. So let me continue to go on. Let's see. So I will take the, which one was it? Hold on. I will take AUDUSD as the next example. Yeah, this one is similar. Simply you take the tip of the wick for the swing high, the most recent high, and draw it to 25 to the future in trading view. And this is now retracing backwards. John Harris says, so forecast lines are to be drawn when both Senko lines go flat. It's okay. It doesn't have to be flat. It can be angled or flat. It doesn't really matter. As long as you see retracement, that's when you can draw the forecast lines. Whenever you start to retrace, you can draw the forecast lines. So you can take the previous example. Like I will just do bar replay. Let's say you see the market, there's a long wick pointing upwards, and from here you expect the market continue to retrace. So here you can already set the forecast lines like this. Do Senko span A and B, and continue to monitor afterwards. Let me be precise a little bit. So simply like this, and you monitor the chart. So I will just move the candles one by one and see how it plays out. Okay, the market keeps retracing. So in this case, the target is the Kijun Sen in the daily chart. Okay, it broke the Kijun Sen. So when you sell, you hit the target. And the next target is the Senko span B. And you continue to monitor. Retraces backwards. Okay, so here the market touched the forecast lines. So from here, it could be rejected and go down, or it might break and go up. So we need to monitor closely. I will just move one more. Okay, looks like still resisted. Okay, now it broke. Broke on this engulfing outside bar. So from here, since it broke the forecast lines, it might go up continuously. Can be expected. But we need to monitor until 11th April. But continue to watch. Okay, here I see Kijun Sen, Tenkan Sen start to angle bullish and Chikou span above candles. So I expect the market breaks the resistance above the forecast lines. Okay, now hits the Tenkan Sen, broke the Tenkan Sen. So Kijun Sen is flat, so the market may retrace back to Kijun Sen, but still above the forecast lines, so overall still bullish. Still bullish, but it may retrace back to Kijun Sen and bounce, and then goes up in this direction. And then let's see what happens. Looks like it didn't touch the Kijun Sen, but without touching, the market just goes up this way. But this is still bullish. Most nicely looking bullish too. And yeah, so here the candle close still below the previous resistance. So this might be fake. It may reverse backwards. But since I can observe Kumo is bullish, both Senko span B, A angles are bullish, Kijun Sen is bullish, and Chikou span above candles, plus above the forecast lines. So this is bullish, and it may break the resistance soon in this way. Okay, and here it is now. This is the current market. Looks like it didn't. It just retraced. And now Kumo, Kijun Sen both flat. So in this case, the market may retrace back to Kijun Sen and bounce and goes up in this way. But most likely, the market will land above the forecast lines on the 11th April. So next week can be bullish, and it may break the resistance and go further bullish. Especially AUDs has been strong recently, fundamentally speaking. So yeah, in that sense also, this is continuously bullish. But you can actually tell from these Ichimoku confirmations. But this is how you can see charts by Ichimoku lines in price action. So it's kind of hard to tell exactly how to trade with the forecast lines, because forecast lines are there, but it gives you additional confirmation whether it's bullish or bearish. But it works very well in the long run. Yeah. Let's see. Augustine says, not complex, but very educative. Thank you, Kay. We'll have to watch again to grasp it fully. Sure. When you search forecast lines in Forexkei, then you can find many previous live streams or videos in my YouTube. So just feel free to search. I gave more and more examples previously, but recently I haven't touched the forecast lines because all the pairs were trending. So I was focusing on the trend follow strategies, but I thought that this is best timing to talk about the forecast lines. So let me check some other pair now. Okay. Rohit says I'm long on USD CAD. Okay, let's see. USD CAD is yeah, it's going back to Kijun Sen. So when you're buying, then Kijun Sen in the daily is a target. So that will be here. 1.2658. Sorry, 1.2651 is a target. And let me see how many candles it has been after the break of the Kijun-sen so far. It has been 17. Okay, so in average, the market reverses back to Kijun-sen in 26 candles. So it may take a couple more days to retrace. But that will be the target in this case. Okay. Oh, yeah, so let's see. I covered Aussie USD, Aussie CAD, and Sin says Bitcoin is under the forecast lines, right? Hold on, let me check Bitcoin in a daily time frame. Yeah, it's under the forecast lines, obviously. Without drawing, you can tell already this is under the forecast lines, but the market may continue to retrace but resisted by the forecast lines. So it's worth drawing these lines. So yeah, you can see exactly it has been resisted and now it's going down. So it reached back to Kijun-sen. This is also a good example of the Kijun-sen target. So from here, the market may go up, resisted by one of these forecast lines, and continue to go down. So this is not a good time to buy in that sense. This is still continuously retracing. Yeah, Joseph says currency strength chart. Oh, you can refer to here. Let me just send you the link on the chat. You can actually access directly here, or if you want to also refer to my explanation, you can access to here. Okay, I just pasted on the chat so you can access here. You can get the free download and my video and understand the use of the strength chart. But let me focus on the forecast lines for today. John Hera, yeah, so it's always 25. 25, because that's where the Kumo was. Okay, Jason says some analysis says stock market's crashing in May and then we are going into commodity boom cycle. I'm not really sure about that one. Usually I don't simply follow these analysis. Yeah, and I don't trade stocks. I mainly trade Forex and I don't really watch stocks, so I'm not really sure. But yeah, usually it says, sell in May is like proverb in the markets. So in that sense, it may be. Usually correlation is when the stock market is sold, then gold or these risk hedge commodities will be bought. That's, I think, in fundamental. Okay, so let me check some other comments now. Would forecast lines be considered support resistance lines? Yeah, like this. Sometimes it will be resisted and go down this way. Yeah. Okay, Egg Hargao says, I made a 250 pips 15-minute chart, keep on buying long and sell Aud Jpy. Okay, that's a nice result. So please be consistent. Never be overconfident and just follow the rules and be consistent is the key to success in the long run. So let me check some other charts. We have some minutes left, still 10 minutes or so. I will continue to check some other charts. Maybe we can check some JPY pairs as it's been retracing a little bit. Let me see. Here is the USD JPY. Euro JPY is looking like this. Looks like this is resisted by the focus lines and it's going down. Not a good time to buy it. Aud Jpy is also resisted by the focus lines. This is at the focus line now. You can actually tell without drawing the lines. If you draw many times, you can already tell without drawing. So this is still, I would say, range or still ranging after this big pin bar. So it may retrace back to Kijun-sen still. And AUDUSD, I think this is above the focus lines. I think this is interesting. It may go bullish, break the resistance. So here, let me take this as example also. 25 is here. So this is above the focus lines. Yeah, like this. So AUDUSD is bullish. Yeah, it may be supported and keeps going up this way. Now we have Kumo Senko span A is bullish. Kijun-sen is also bullish. Chikou span above candles, so it's bullish. Has been supported by the Tenkan-sen. And the market is bullish. Okay, there we go. There comes Canon. I knew it. I knew it comes. So I'm prepared now. Yeah, yesterday, the day before, I was so shocked, so surprised with this big noise, big sound. But I'm getting used to it now. On this Ramadan iftar. Okay, so next one is CADJPY. Oh, CADJPY looks also be supported by the focus lines. So this is also bullish. Sorry, not really supported. Looks like this is within the focus lines. So we have to take, this is where you have to hold. The market is within the focus lines, so we have to wait for the break to be able to buy. Otherwise, it may retrace back to Kijun-sen. So if you compare CADJPY and AUDJPY, I think AUDJPY looks better, above the focus lines. So you can read the momentums in this way too. Oh, I see some comments now. Sai says, what are the trending pairs in this week? I really do not enter market during the retracement. I buy or sell on the trending pairs. Yeah, I can say AUDJPY is good. This is bullish. It's trending up. But this week, I'm staying away. All this run is also bullish. But I'm staying away because for the last 2 days has been retracing. And I think we have a couple of news today. We had retail sales in Euro. And tomorrow, there will be unemployment rate in Canada. And that's it. So, yeah, I think Aussie has been very strong. So, Aussie JPY is good. And Aussie Swiss franc is also good. Cadjpy is now retracing backwards its range still. And Swiss franc JPY is also ranging. So not really a good one to trade. It may retrace. So, and also this is one more thing that I also watch is that whether the market is active or not. And what I mean by active is that whether the market is stably trending or not. Because when it's ranging like this, then it may take time for the market to prepare the next bullish trend. And we never know when it happens. It may happen tomorrow, it may happen next week, or it may happen next month. But we never know how far this range may continue. So in this case, I simply stay away and come back when it really starts to trend. So yeah, basically I'm a trend follower, so I only trade when the markets are trending. When it's ranging, retracing like this week, I completely stay away. Yep, I don't sell any signals. Yep, I don't do that. Yeah, so let me just take some other examples on the bearish market. All the markets looks bullish so far. So let's see. I think a pound Swiss franc is a good example for this bearishness. We have the most recent low and taking the forecast line to Senko span B, 25 in trading view, and also Senko span A in trading view 25. So you can see that it has been supported by the forecast lines and it's in the middle of the retracement back to Kijun Sen. So not a good timing to sell yet. Or a buy would be the right call in this case. Target to Kijun Sen. John Harris says, thanks Kei for the learning topic about forecast lines. Now I know how to use them. Another strategy to add into my trading. Sure, yeah. Well, actually, there are many more strategies that I want to share, but I will only do it little by little so that you can observe these bits of information. Ichimoku really offers, varieties of strategies. It's not only about the 5 lines. It's all about the equilibrium in the market and forecast to the future potential market directions. But never to predict in the future is the key behind. Mahardika, thank you for the reminder for the like button. Yeah, if you liked it so far, please press like button before you leave. That would be great to keep myself going. Lekan says, how many trades do you take in a month? In the month of March, I only took 8 trades. 8 trades. So I take somewhere between, I would say, 7 or 8 to 15 trades per month. So I'm very selective. Very selective. Well, I'm not a scalper. I'm not a intraday trader. So I follow daily or 4-hour time frames. That's why my entries are very few. But yeah. Okay, Kibasante says, I don't trade Forex that much. I have some Forex positions open in demo account. That is a demo contest on Light Forex. Crypto is what I trade, mostly using the Ichimoku Cloud. Okay, yeah, it works on cryptos too. Yeah, without changing parameters, it works in the cryptos too. Marcus says, can you check EURUSD? Yeah, EURUSD, I think I covered it in the beginning of the live stream, but in case you're newly joined today's live, here are the forecast lines. So it's bearish. It's below the forecast lines. Kumo's looking down. Kumo's looking bearish. Tenkan Sen is also bearish. Kijun Sen is still flat. But yeah, this is bearish momentum. It may retrace back to Kijun Sen though. So we have to wait for the Kijun Sen angle down. And also Tenkan Sen, Kijun Sen dead cross below Kumo. That will be the best timing to start to prepare sell. Lucid says, flat Kijun Sen like magnet. Yeah, that's true. Kijun Sen is like magnet. Whenever, if you squeeze the chart all the way like this, whenever you see the market takes off from Kijun Sen, it always comes backwards. It always comes backwards, this. So that's what Kijun Sen is. Okay, Hide says, could you also look at the gold? Okay, XAUUSD. I haven't checked that yet, so let me check that finally and end the live. So let's see, XAUUSD in the daily time frame here, you can use the forecast lines too. Like you can take the most recent high from the 8th of March, take one to the Senko span A, the other to Senko span B, and this is exactly in between. So we can monitor until 12th of April. Let's monitor together until 12th of April and see how it plays out. Yep, so I guess I will end the live and switch to the membership, Ichimoku membership live, and I will continue to talk about the forecast lines because I've got many questions today on the community. So yeah, in case if you want to know more about the use of Ichimoku, the original teachings, then I have the Ichimoku community and I do the 3 times live stream for members only in a week. So you can feel free to join. If you see the join button, that's where you can join my Ichimoku community and you get all the perks, free books, and also many videos, live streams, and all the other perks. So in case you're interested, you can feel free to join and master Ichimoku this way. So yeah, I guess that's it for today's public live stream. I will just change the screen. So yeah, a little bit of a small talk. So this week I was away from the markets, but it doesn't mean that I completely be away. I continue to monitor charts. I monitor charts every day, every single day, at least 3 times per day. I screen charts, but I don't trade. But you may ask why you screen then. You can stay away completely this week and come back next week. And the reason why I don't do that is if I just come back next week, then I can't remember how the market was moving every day on these candlesticks, and I don't have this how do you say, I don't have this live experience. So it's always better to check charts every day, at least once or twice per day, so that you can see patterns in the markets. You may see the reactions, the news, whatever happens in markets, you can see the reactions in the markets. And I think this is very important. So yeah, I say stay away, but please monitor charts every day is my recommendation. Without taking trades, you can also get wisdom from what you see in the markets. So yeah, thanks again for everybody. So I will see you on the next one. And until then, please stay healthy and stay safe and stay gold. All right, bye for now. Mata ne everyone. Thank you.